Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the September free monthly training on ESRI, ArcGIS Interface with SalamanderLive. Anytime during the training, if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or you can also send me a message through the chat function. So first, before I go into the demonstration, I want to first look at what the ArcGIS interface is and how it works, especially for those that are newer to this feature, don't either have it or do have it and just want a refresher. So first of all, the ESRI ArcGIS interface, this is an add-on feature, and what it does is it combines the accountability location data that's collected in SalamanderLive with ESRI's mapping platform. So if you've used ESRI before, you'll know that there's a mapping of all your GIS locations. So what this does is this integration allows you to consolidate all of your GIS mapping information, so that's going to include all your tracking, your track apps, your tag apps, your assignment locations, your event location, and it's going to put all of that into ArcGIS, into a single tool. As you know, we have our own GIS mapping tile within the events dashboard. This kind of goes beyond that. In order to fully utilize the SalamanderLive ArcGIS interface, your organization should also be subscribed to the Events Pro or Plans feature. So how does it work? With your ArcGIS credentials, SalamanderLive, what it does is it forms an automated interface to ESRI. So when an event is created from a SalamanderLive tracking solution, so let's say the track app, it is sent as a feature layer to ESRI to hold those GIS locations that are stored within SalamanderLive. So there are 3 layers that you're going to see. So when we go through the map, you're going to see these 3 layers. There's the assignment layer, the resource layer, and the assigned people layer. Now, if you're unfamiliar with ArcGIS layers, it's essentially a collection of geographic data which references a source. And in this case, the source is SalamanderLive. And that's only once you've made that connection. So the connection has to be established first. So let's talk about that process and that connection. So the first step, of course, to working with the SalamanderLive ArcGIS interface is to establish that connection. And this is done at the organization level. So if you had the integration before our release in August, you would have to have done that at the account level. But we changed this to make it at the organization level because it allows multiple organizations under a single SalamanderLive account to access their own specific event data in ESRI.
Excuse me, Leah?
Yes.
Yes, I believe some of us are having trouble in and out every once in a while.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, I'll move my mic closer here. I apologize on that. Is anybody else having issues hearing me? I was hoping to get all of our calls here switched over to Teams. However, my marketing team says I'm too late to do that since all the notifications have been sent out. So I apologize that we're still using the free conference call line. Starting in 2023, we will be moved over to our Teams format, so I apologize on that. Okay. All right, if there's any other issues, if you guys continue having issues, please let me know. All right, so as I was saying, to establish the connection, this has to be done in SalamanderLive under the organization profile. So in a little bit here, I'll show you where that's located. To set up the connection, you must have access to your organization profile in SalamanderLive, and you also have to have your ArcGIS username and password. Next step is to start an event through a SalamanderLive tracking solution. So initially, you'll have to trigger that initial feature creation in ArcGIS by starting an event. When starting an event through the Plans feature, just make sure that all your assignments contain a location with latitude and longitude. For events that are created in SalamanderLive, track gap, rapid tag, evac, or command. Make sure the assignment locations are entered in on the chart tile. As a reminder, you must be subscribed to the Events Pro or Plans feature to have full access to the chart functionalities on the event dashboard in SalamanderLive. So this was, again, a change that was made last month when we released the version 68, when we did that version 68 release. Once an event is started through a plan or other tracking solution, again, that information is all sent up to ArcGIS. What you'll have to do after that is just simply log into your ArcGIS account and you're able to view the map. Anything that you do beyond that for movement, being able to see all your assignment locations, changing your assignment locations, that, and of course seeing all your people that are going to be pinned onto the map, that's all done through your tracking solutions. In this case, most likely going to be done through your track app, through either rapid tag or command. Okay. So let me just pull up SalamanderLive here. So let's first take a look at the connection. Where do you go in and set up that connection? So essentially in the past it used to be done under your account settings under here, under the account, but we've moved this under organizations. So you'd have to go in under organizations. You must have access to your account, so your actual organization profile. So here I'm just going to click on this organization. Okay. Once you're within that organization, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you should see a section called ESRI ArcGIS. Okay. To make that connection, simply click on the Edit Pencil icon. It should pull up the ArcGIS account form, and then you're going to just enter in your username and password. So some tips and tricks on here. The login, the username is extremely case sensitive. So make sure you type it exactly as the way you have it set up. Okay, so if you have uppercase letters and lowercase letters, make sure you type that in exactly. Okay, and of course, making sure you have your password. Click Save, and then once it's saved, you should see where it says Connected. If it does not say connected, that means that it either can't read, and you probably won't even get to this screen. If you try to save, it's going to say that it can't save it. It doesn't recognize that username or password. Okay, so make sure you type that exactly. Once you have the connection, you should see it says connected to ArcGIS, the actual URL, and then your username should appear underneath that. That's how you know that you have an active connection. Okay. Once you have that connection done, simply start an event. Okay, so you have your different options, right? So you can start an event through the track app, you can start the event through command, or through plans. Okay, so as we talked about plans, let's first take a look at plans. For those of you that have plans and start your events through this feature, make sure that all of your assignments have locations, so latitude and longitude. So let's just take a look at this sample event right here. So underneath here, start your plan, go to your chart, add all your assignments, right? So I'm not going to go through all the details on how to create a plan. If you guys want to see that, I do have a recording that's available through Salamander University. I've got a bunch of training videos there as well as user guides. But in this case, simply drag and drop, add your assignments in here. Okay, create your assignments tree. And then where you go and add in your locations is within the details themselves. So for example, if I right click on here, I can click Edit, and that's going to take me into the assignment details. From there, just simply click on Details, so this Edit button, and then down at the bottom is where you can enter in your address information. So you've got two options, right? So you can either type in, so in this case, if I start typing in, Google is going to pull up some options for me, right? So some matches. If I select one, it's going to fill in all the rest of the information, including latitude and longitude for me. Or you have the option, let's say the assignment is in an intersection, so there is actually no physical address. And if you want to put in a latitude and longitude, feel free to do that. But what is required for plotting is not the actual address itself, but the latitude and longitude. So making sure that you have this filled in for all your assignments will ensure that it's all mapped within ESRI correctly. And not only mapped in ESRI and on the ArcGIS map, but also mapped on the event tile that's on the events dashboard. Okay, so you got your two different maps on there. That again is going to serve the same purposes or different purposes depending on if you have other layers that you add on top of your Salamander layer. Okay, so this is something new that we've actually just did with our hot fix here, is that you are able to move this pin now. So if I move it over here, it's going to update the address. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but now you do, is that this map preview just allows you to quickly change the address if you need to. Of course, you can zoom in if you need to. Just make sure you press your control, and then you can zoom in a little bit closer to see your actual location. If you need to move it to an intersection, feel free to do that. You know, there you have it. Okay. So you would do that for every single assignment, making sure you do that for every single assignment. So I'm actually going to start this event and make it into, or start this plan and make it to an event. So I can show you on the event chart side how that would work. Okay, so I'm going to start this event, click the checkbox is selected, click the Start Now button, click OK. We'll name this is fine. Okay, so event started. So the event started, I can now go to the event side. So the moment I start this plan, what happens is that it's going to send this data up to ArcGIS. Okay, so if I access this, I should now see a little message, a little pop-up. So in the past, if you worked with ESRI before, there was a little pop-up that came up every single time you accessed this. And the only way for you to get out of that was to click cancel or OK, right? And it would redirect you to the ESRI site. Now we've made it so that it's just a little pop-up at the very top, okay? So right here, you'll see that if you have a connection established, it's going to tell you that you've got that configuration that was found. You can click here to navigate to ESRI. So I can click here. It's going to open up a new tab. And it's going to take you into your sign-in page. So if you want to save this as a favorite, feel free to save this as a favorite. So just put this as a favorite right here. I have mine set up right here. So this is my sign-in page. Okay. Log in. So put in your ArcGIS username and password, and then sign in. So this is viewing of the map. For those that are users of ArcGIS or ESRI, you're probably much more fluent in this than I am. I am just fluent on the layers that's related to SalamanderLive. Okay. So on here, you can see a content tab. If you want to click on that, it should take you to your list of all your events that were started through SalamanderLive or any of the other applications. So here you should see my event, ABC High School. There it is. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to take me to my kind of preview page or profile page for this. It's going to give me a brief description about that. You'll see here's the three layers I was talking about earlier. So an assignments layer that's created, a resources layer, and assigned people layer. So I'll talk about what all of those are when we get into the actual map itself. Simply click on Open in Map Viewer. This should take you into the actual map. Okay. You should see a couple different pins on there depending on what you've got working so far, right? So in here, the assignments. So right here, it's going to list all your different layers. So the assignments layer, I have options. I can show table, and the table is going to show me any assignments I have on here. Did I select the correct one? I don't have any assignments. Oh, because I don't have any people checked in yet. So one thing to note on here that you have to have people checked in, especially if this is a plan. Make sure that you have people checked into your assignments. The assignments will not automatically appear on here until people are assigned. So that's the main difference if you start from a plan versus if you start from like the track app or something. Because the track app, normally when you are adding assignments, you're also already adding people to those assignments. Okay. So the assignments is going to be pinned on here based off the location on the actual plan. If you need to change the assignment locations, that can always be done through the events chart. Okay. The other layer that you have on here is going to be the resources layer. So the resources layer is related to the track app and tag app. So what this means is that as your track users and tag users log into the track app or tag app and they join that event, they will be pinned onto this map. So they will appear on here with their approximate location. Okay. The assigned people layer, this is going to be all the people that have been checked into those specific assignments. So this assigned people layer is actually another layer that's added on top of the assignments layer. Okay, so that's what the assigned people layer is. So I've got my track app here. I'm just going to scan in some or check in some people here. Okay, so let me get my mirroring app on here so you guys can see this. While I'm getting my mirroring app up, all the default icons I have on here, this is this orange dot. Just know that you are able to edit that and change that if you'd like to. Okay, so you can click on the edit layer, and then you can change your style. Click the pencil icon, and then change your coloring, whatever you want it to be. So you could be, base point. If you want to put it as a triangle, feel free to do so. You can change your coloring if you want. Okay, and you can change your size. I'll put this for a 10. Okay, so you have all your different options on here and what you can do. Okay, so that's changed too. Okay, so I've got my track app up here. Okay, so let me move this over here. So here's my track app. Okay, there's my ABC High School event. No assignments yet in here. So cafeteria, I've got some people. I've got Rob Devon in here. If you don't know who Rob Devon is, he is our national sales rep director. So I'm going to look for Rob. And he's got a couple of them in here, but I know it's this one here. So add resources to planned assignment. And there he is. Okay. Oh, it's one without a picture. Okay. So there's a couple of them in here. Okay. He's got so many of them. Okay. So I've added a couple people in here. Okay. So I've added Rob twice in here, two separate items in here. Okay. So there he is. So once I refresh this page, so I'm just going to refresh this real quick. Let me just move this out of the way. The assignments, I can go to the show table. Okay. I can refresh, and there you can see all the assignments are on here. I can more refresh. Okay. And then my resources, I can show table. I can refresh. Okay. My tracking solution. Let's see if my location services are turned on. Just give me 1 second here to make sure my tracking solution is turned on. There it is. Populated. There I am. So if you click on it, so each one of these are clickable. So there it is, assigned people. So this is per this assignment. Let me just close that out so you guys can see this. So you'll see in here it says assigned people, Rob Devon. There he is. So it shows that he's been assigned to the assignment cafeteria. You'll see that at the top here there's 1 of 5. So again, that's what we're saying is that the assigned people layer is a layer that's added on top of the assignments layer. So this is the assignment layer cafeteria. And within this, you have all these people that are assigned. Okay. So if I go next, you can see here that's the NO assignment, cafeteria assignment. Again, they're all just kind of within the same location. There's cafeteria. Okay. So you have your different category codes that lets you know exactly what it is. So A stands for assignment. P is going to be for assigned people. those are all the assignments, and you'll see here P, category codes, that means assigned people. Okay. Of course, you can zoom in larger if you need to go in. So if we wanted to zoom in over here to this location right here, you'll see there's a couple of them over here. Okay, you see that? So you can click on them, you can see all the assignments. So assignment A, music room. Okay. So just a couple options right there, okay? So that, again, is being pinned based off of the locations that were entered within the actual plan. So now, let's take a look at going back to SalamanderLive, okay? So under SalamanderLive, let's refresh this because we've got some people that's been checked in. As you know, if you have the plans feature, if you're subscribed to that, or if you're subscribed to Events Pro, you would have access to the roster, and then you would also have access to the resource timer, as well as full functionality of the chart itself. So here's the chart. You'll see because this is created through a plan, the same chart is transferred right over. Okay, so I'll make this a little bit smaller so you can see everything. So here's the cafeteria. So if you have the Events Pro or Plans feature, you should have the option to edit. Okay, so you right-click, just like what you do in the plans, click Edit. You can go in there, and you'll see it's the same kind of format as you saw on the plan side. Okay, so in here you're able to change the location if you need to. You'll see in here that you're also able to add people, add equipment, add collections if you need to. Anything that's in red in here, because this is a plan, it'll let you know that those individuals were part of a plan. Okay, so you got your different options there. You can activate these people either through the Track app, or you can activate them through SalamanderLive. The difference between the two is that through the Track app, if you're concerned about scheduling and you want to know who's late, you want to make sure you check them through the Track app, not through SalamanderLive. SalamanderLive does not have that additional verification or validation feature where it lets you know whether or not the person is late. It will just automatically check them in their plan time. Okay. So in this case, if I wanted to move the location, I can do so either by clicking on the map and then moving it, or I can go into the details and edit the address that way. Okay, so again, so if I make that change here, it's going to send this data up to ArcGIS and make the changes on my map as well. Okay. Same thing as I start checking in people through either Track or through SalamanderLive, they should start being appearing within those specific layers within the map. Okay, so I'm just activating those individuals in here. So any questions so far on what you're seeing here with the integration? Any questions so far? Now I do want to talk about equipment and collections. So those are not layers that have been created yet in ESRI. So you can see here we don't have an assigned equipment or assigned collections layer. So those are coming. I don't know when. I don't have ETA on when that would be released. However, as of today, all we have is just on people themselves. Okay, so these are assigned people. So the people have to be checked into an actual event in order to appear under this assigned people layer. Okay, so within this, I don't recommend you guys refreshing the very top here. It's going to refresh the entire page, especially if especially if you want to take a look at your map here. So the best way to refresh this is go into your table, and then once your table is created, go in here and refresh over here. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, so it refreshes everything within your assignments. Okay. So going back to SalamanderLive here. Okay. So you'll see in here you've got your different GIS pins on here as well on the GIS map. So again, this is a map that's very similar to what you're seeing within SalamanderLive, or I'm sorry, within ESRI. Okay, so if I just zoom in. So these here are your assignment locations. The difference on this is that you're not going to see the people that are assigned in here. So you can't click on here and then see all the people that are currently assigned to every single one of these locations. So this is where the ArcGIS map just provides more information. Okay, so this will at least give you the assignment locations, give you all your track gap users, your tag gap users, your event location, but it's not going to show you all your assigned people. Same thing on the ArcGIS map, it's not going to give you your actual event location. So there's just some differences between the maps. So it's good to be able to view both maps, both the GIS map in SalamanderLive as well as your ArcGIS map. As you know, you can layer on top of these layers. You can add your own different layers in here if you want to create, you know, maybe there's a fire that broke out at the different area of the school, and you want to mark that. You're able to create different layers and mark that on top, so you know exactly where all your assignments are, all your resources are located, and where you need them to be. So, questions? No questions? All right. Other things I want to show you guys on here, if you're new to the chart function, is you do have the ability to add in assignments as well. So new assignments that you add to the chart, they will be plotted as long as you add in a assignment location with latitude and longitude. Okay, and any people that you add within those assignments will also be plotted. Okay, so for example, if I just add assignment, okay, I'm just going to create this one. Let me see, what do I have here? Do I have a gym? Let's see, I don't have. Let me add a gym. Okay, so in here, I'm just going to add a gym. Click Save. The gym is added. Make this bigger. There it is. There's my gym. I'm just going to add this under to this right here. Okay. There's my gym. I can right-click, edit, add my details, add an address. I know this event's created in Michigan, so I don't own any addresses in Michigan, so I'm going to add an address here where I'm at in Minnesota. So I'm just going to add this one right here. Fill in the information, latitude and longitude. There's assignment details you can add in here if you'd like. Okay. Click Save. The address is now added, and I can add my people in here. So there's people in here. The great thing in this is that if you have resources already in the event, so whether this is a planned or unplanned event, they will be in red so that you're not adding someone else and moving someone from one assignment to another. Okay, so I'm just going to add these people in here. I'm going to click Add. So it's adding. So there's my 3 people. They've been activated. If I go to my map in here, I'm going to refresh this real quick. There's my gym. Okay. Okay, let me move back out here. Okay, my gym is going to be over here. There it is. You see it's highlighted. You see that? I just click the checkbox right here, and it highlights it in this teal bright blue. I can click on that, and there it is. So here's my assigned people. There's Joseph. So you've got a couple people in here. Joseph, John, Cordy, and then the assignment, which is the gym. Okay. So I just want to make sure that you guys knew that you're able to add the assignments through the chart. Obviously, you can't add the assignments through the plan anymore because the plan has already been activated. So you can't just go into the plan, edit that, and you know, thinking that those edits are going to make into the active event. That's not how it works. Once the plan is activated, to make any changes, you'd have to go into the actual chart tile to make those changes. Okay. If I go to my assigned people, I can show my table, and it should list all of my people in here. So there's my list. Okay. So if I have to click on the active assignment. Okay. So all right. Okay, so that's working with a plan. If you're working with an actual event that's started through the Track app, started through SalamanderLive, it's pretty much the same thing. So I can just create an event through SalamanderLive here so you guys can see what that would look like. Okay. So again, I'm just creating an event. I'm just going to just call this ESRI training, today's date. It's all fine. If I want to put an address location in here, I can. I'm just going to type something in there. There it is. Click Save. My event's created. Okay. So there's my event. So now I have my options, right? Once the event's created, I can add my assignments through the Track app. I can add my assignments through SalamanderLive. So you've got your two options. You'll see there's my event location. So I don't know if you guys know this as well too. This is a couple things we made changes on here. You'll see that the event locations of bright red can only be added, especially if you started through a application outside of a plan. You have to add it through the edit function. Okay. You'll see in here. It'll tell you that is the event. Okay. You see the address in there, latitude, longitude, as well as the UTM coordinates. So there's my chart. So that you see obviously nothing's there. I can add my assignments in there if I want to. I can add as many as I need to. Okay. This is another change that we made. You'll see in here as you start typing the assignments, you should see a parentheses that shows you which assignment that was created under, which organization was created under. Okay. I'm just going to add just the, okay. Okay, there it is. Create my chart, drag and drop, right? So drag and drop to create my chart. And then editing. So I can go in here and edit, and I can go in and add my addresses. Okay, so again, click edit again, add my address. Okay, click save. Add my people if I want to, or if I want to do that through the Track app, I can do that through the Track app. But again, addresses can only be done through once you've created the event through either through SalamanderLive, Track command. Assignment addresses can only be done through the chart function. Okay, so the chart right there. So you can continue doing this for all your assignments. I'm just going to go in there and just add a couple of them in here. Okay, so you guys can see this. Okay. So I've got a couple of them in here. In my map, actually let's add our people. So I'm going to pull up my Track app again. So again, you can do it through Track. You can do it through whichever means you have access to for your resources. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple people. Okay, here's my Track app. Add a couple people. Let's add in this individual. And let's add in this individual. Okay, so I've got some people added in here. So I go into my events. So again, if I go to my events, configuration was found. I click here to navigate. It's going to take me to the exact same thing. I can log in again if I need to. If I don't want to, I can just go in here because I'm already logged in. Okay, I go to my content, leave page. I can go to my next event. to go to content. There it is, ESRI training. Click on it again. Pull up my map. It's going to pull up my layers with my pins. You can always use the zoom function. I just never found it working really well. So like you can zoom too. I never found it working very well on here. Okay. Sorry, my computer's a little slow here. Let me just manually zoom. Come on, computer. Just refresh this. It's taking a little bit long. I apologize. I'll just do the manual move. Okay, I'm just going to scroll in, and there's my 2 assignments. See that? I can click on them if I want to get the details on here. There's those 2 people I've added. Okay. I can go over here. I can look at my assigned people. Look at my table. I can see all the people in there as well. Okay. There they are. So you got your different options on here. I mean, depending on what features you've subscribed to. If you don't have plans, but you have the ESRI integration, just know that you can still work with it based off of that chart tile. Okay, so you can still go in there, add your assignment locations from there, add your people through your means that you've always been using, either track command or even SalamanderLive, and as they are checked in, they will start popping up on this map. Just make sure that you refresh this map once in a while so that you can see all the new data that's populating through. Okay. For resources, again, you should see your resources if you have any track app users connected. My track app is not connected. I don't have location services turned on in my track app, so that's why it's not populating on here. But if I had other tag app and track app users that logged in here, you would basically be able to see them. Okay. Any questions? Any questions at all? All right. Well, this sums up today's training on the ArcGIS training, our interface with SalamanderLive. If you guys are working with this and you have any questions, feel free to contact us either at training@salamanderlive.com. You can contact us at support@salamanderlive.com. If you're interested in purchasing the ESRI ArcGIS interface, please contact your local sales rep that can provide you a quote. If you need to see another walkthrough or demonstration, they'll be able to provide that for you as well. For today's training, I'll make sure I have this recorded. The next training that we have on this is, I believe, next week as well. I'll also be recording that one in between the 2, so next week, Tuesday. So I'll make sure to have that recorded as well, and then the 2 I'll post one within our YouTube channel, and then get that up in our SalamanderLive University so you guys can go back and review that. Okay. If you wanted to go back through and just view some videos, just know that in Salamander University, I do have an actual section in here called ArcGIS Interface, and it has all the videos in here. So there's one video in here that you can view that'll go through everything that we just covered today. Okay, so this is kind of at your own pace. On top of this, I also have a user guide that's available in here. So if you guys go to Documents, User Guides, you should see one for the ArcGIS interface right here. So if you're a user guide type person, you like to read versus look at videos, you have your options. Other than that, any final questions for me? Any questions? No questions? All right. I just want to thank you guys all so much for being a part of today's call. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'll make sure to put my contact information on the screen here so you guys can see that. There it is. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions at all. Other than that, I just want to thank you guys again so much for being on today's call. Have a great day. Take care.